Welcome back. We're going to be looking at cybersecurity now and how it relates to the boardroom. And you'll be wondering, cybersecurity in the boardroom? Well, wonder no more. We have people in the studio who will tell you all about that and how they are actually very connected. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Tope Aladenusi, Risk Advisory Partner at Deloitte, Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.
As well as Mr. Pattison Boleigha, who is Chief Compliance Officer, Access Bank PLC.
Thank you for having me.
Gentlemen, for joining us this morning. Tope is one of the thought leaders in cybersecurity in Nigeria, and he's a partner in Deloitte Nigeria's Risk Advisory Services and leads the cyber risk services of the firm. Mr. Boleigha is the Chief Compliance Officer of Access Bank. May I begin with you, Tope, if I may? In recent times, we've heard about cybersecurity quite a bit in the news, and there's much talk about cyber attacks and cyber threats, and how it affects business today. Please, when we hear cyber, we think about things abstract and all that. So we need you to tell us exactly what cybersecurity is all about.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Just like you said, in recent times, there have been so much attention given to cybersecurity. And the reason is simple. Right now, we have a situation where businesses are now transacting more in cyberspace. You know, the interconnection between businesses around the world has opened us to some new threats, even as they help us to solve business problems. I'm sure you all know that right now there's an increasing reliance on technology to do business. There's information sharing and there's connectivity, and all these reliance open us to some risk, which will.
So the common man, you mean the internet?
Yeah, the internet. So, for the common man, it's just natural for you to protect yourself with the means you use to do business. I give you an example. In the past, where we used trade by barter as a major means of doing business, it was natural for the people then to protect their goods while in transit and even at the point of exchange. They need to understand the trade routes, the geography, the boundaries, as well as how the business works itself. But right now, the game has changed. Businesses are done more over the internet. With the click of a button, you can send money to your business partners abroad. At the same time, at the click of a button, you can lose billions of naira. So there is a new geography right now where borders are irrelevant and distances are meaningless, where the core system that drives our operation can be made unavailable by people in distant countries, where the trade secrets, that powers our business, that we store in our computers, in our laptops, in our desktop, can be accessed over the internet. We have a situation whereby the integrity of a transaction can be compromised, within a very short time. These are some of the reasons why cybersecurity is getting so much attention, and that's what cybersecurity is all about: trying to protect this information, ensuring their integrity and their availability, as well as their consistency.
Okay, I guess a lot of transactions now take place on the internet, and that means, like Tope said, that has made e-commerce a game changer, so to say. So, Pattison, in the past, cybersecurity was viewed just purely as IT issue in Nigeria, but in recent times it's crept into the boardroom, probably because of e-commerce and the way businesses choose to use it. What's the reason for the switch, especially in the boardrooms in Nigeria?
Thank you. Actually, we in the banking industry build our business squarely on the platform of IT, and there has been a lot of regulatory pressure on the board to give assurance to shareholders and to regulators that they have policies and procedures that will ensure that their institutions are safe from the kind of attacks that Tope just talked about. And that concern has made boards pay a lot of attention to ensure that they have the proper processes in place in financial institutions, especially to protect the system from cyber attacks. Also, it has become imperative for us in the financial institutions to ensure that we have customers that we can properly identify. And for you to be able to do that, you must make sure that you have the customers in mind when you're doing your financial transactions, the safety of your customers. So the customers demand from us, there's an increased demand from customers for the safety of their transactions. And why are banks there, if not for the customers? And so banks' boards are beginning to pay a lot more attention now to ensure that customers' transactions are safe and customers' information are safe. And that is becoming a very major aspect of boardroom discussions today. Yes.
Now, what is the volume and what is the cost of cybercrime in Nigeria such that it has now warranted the attention of boards, especially in banks?
That's a very good question. There have been several attempts to estimate the true cost of cybercrime, even outside the shores of Nigeria. I recall in a report by Norton Cybercrime Reports that estimated the annual global cost of cybercrime at $388 billion US, and that is significantly higher than the combined black market cost for cocaine, marijuana, and heroin. So, but in Nigeria, it's been difficult to truly estimate the cost of cybercrime. And one reason for this is because we do not yet have legislations that require us to make disclosures when people have a cybersecurity breach or incidents. Right now, we have people losing money in billions, but nobody is talking because they are not compelled to do that. But beyond even the financial loss, there's also the reputational damage, the damage to your brand, which is very difficult for you to quantify, but they also have far-reaching financial consequences.
Now, what are the emerging cyber threats in Nigeria?
Yeah, there are a couple of them. I like to look at them from two perspectives. I would say internal threats and external threats. Now, what I mean by internal threats are threats that can affect your IT systems, whether directly or indirectly. There's one that surfaced just in September last year. It's called Crypto Locker. What happens is that some malware writers on the internet can send a malicious program to you via email in an attachment, and when you download that attachment into your computer, it has the capability to encrypt your entire files. What I mean by encryption is that it encodes all the files in your system so that you cannot even read them anymore. Now imagine if such a thing happened to the core system.
The person who has sent the malware can read it.
Yeah, you need to pay a ransom for them to encrypt it for you. Yes, and the way it is right now is such that if such malware was deposited on your core application or